Successful men don't spend their precious free time calling women ugly, fat, stupid, or old on the internet.
Well, 100 women versus accountability.
What is with polyamorous relationships nowadays? And I don't want to hear the ladies go, well, it's because man overestimates how many girls he can get. It's not just men, it's women too. It's getting kind of gross and really selfish, honestly. If you want to be in a threesome, be in a threesome. I'm not judging you. What I am judging you is being in a long-term relationship with multiple people. Everyone's like, where's my partner? Where's my partner? Probably in one of those. And if I ever come to find out that somebody I'm dating was in a polyamorous relationship, I'm breaking up with them. Or an open relationship. So keep that in mind when you want to do that. Like, I saw a TikTok today where this girl was crying. She was like, I was in a polyamorous relationship, and now every time I date a man and I tell him he doesn't want to date me because he doesn't think I can be faithful. I don't think you can be faithful, and I'm a woman. So studies show that polyamorous relationships don't actually work. They only last about 10 years, and it's usually people that need constant attention that are in them. Because even just a regular one-on-one relationship does not provide enough attention for them, and they desperately are desperate for any attention they can get. And yes, I'm shaming you. Yes, I am, because go have your threesome. But a relationship is something else here, okay? Go to therapy if you need that constant attention. We're not going to normalize that. We're not.
And you know, some of these women are in these types of relationships. They're in some of these types of relationships because they're trying to get multiple men to pay their bills. They're trying to have a man and a roommate at the same time. They're bums.
I have to tell you guys about what my night basically, about how this has been going so far. Okay, so I'm at a bar, right? And where do I begin? So I'm waiting to go to the bathroom, and there's a girl behind me, and the line is not that long. And there's a girl behind me, and she's like, taps my shoulder, and she was like, should I just go to the boys' room? And I was like, I wouldn't, and I like ignore her, whatever. And then she's like asking everyone else in line, like, should I just go to the boys' room? And then a guy comes out of the guy's bathroom, and she's like, should I just use the bathroom in there? And he was like, okay. So she goes in the boys' bathroom. Cool. I go into the girls' bathroom. There's a lady in a Halloween costume, not really sure what she was dressed up as, crying in the mirror. And I don't want to say, I'm not in the fucking mood. She's bawling. She's bawling her eyes out in the mirror. Okay, so then her friend comes out of the stall and is like, oh my God, like, what's wrong? And she was like, I can't believe I'm 50. It's 8:30, mind you. I can't believe I'm 50. I look at myself. Mind you, she is in a mini skirt. Like, not shaming her. She looked good for 50. I wouldn't have guessed she was 50. But, like, when I looked at the face and up, like, here up, I was like, okay, yeah, she's 50. But, like, here down, homegirl's in, like, a mini skirt and, like, you know, a corset. Like, she looked good. Whatever. She's crying in the mirror. Her friend comes out, and she's trying to comfort her, and her homegirl's looking at me, and I'm looking at her like, I just want to pee. What is y'all bitches' problems? So then I come back out, and I have to tell the rest of the story later because the problem is about to get back in the car with me. But that was probably the craziest bathroom experience I've had so far.
The hypocrisy and double standards of getting mad at a man who doesn't fit your idea of conventionally attractive dressing up as Nightwing on Halloween is insane. Like, imagine if a dude posted on here saying, I hate seeing ugly girls dress up as Harley Quinn. That's horrible because it's unpromptedly making women feel bad about themselves. And the other side being like, but they don't know the lore. Like, there are so many women on Halloween who dress as Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and they don't read the comics and they look amazing. It's giving the same vibe as a guy coming up to a girl unpromptedly wearing a Nirvana shirt being like, do you even know the songs? Like, if you're unpromptedly making fun of someone trying to have fun with friends on Halloween, you are the problem in society.
Most of these women say, ladies, you have nothing to prove to these men, but you're supposed to prove to them that you're no longer the previous woman that you were years ago, and this new woman will do anything that it takes to be with the man that actually is attracted to her.
So all I'm saying is, if you have to, like, go and jump through hoops to prove yourself to somebody, that sounds like a misalignment in the first place.
When you hear women say certain things, she said, well, when I think of the word prove, I think it means you're doing something for someone that's just not interested. My daughter had to prove that she could get a car when I got her a car, that she would be responsible. I wasn't not interested in getting her a car. Men understand that prove doesn't mean in any kind of way of the thing you're doing it for is not interesting. I would prove to a woman that I was stable, that I was ready to be in a relationship with her, that I valued her, and that I could provide for her. Why wouldn't I have to prove that? Oh, you weren't interested in me if I gotta prove it. But that doesn't make any sense. No one in the world thinks that that's what prove means. But that's what the young lady just told y'all. I
told you I'm the biggest dummy, so
you said
my
it.
comprehension skills are so in the gutter.
So I got better comprehensive skills. So a person with less comprehensive skills than I got shouldn't be cutting me off. They should let me just speak because your comprehension skills ain't very good. So you shouldn't be saying nothing to somebody.
I'm all right.
who don't have that problem.
Being slow again.
No, I don't have that problem, lady. So just mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself, miss. I don't know what prove means. Mute yourself. Jesus Christ, you get to be dumb, and then when somebody ain't as dumb as you keep talking?
That's what I'm telling you, man. A lot of these women, they use terms broadly, and they really don't even know what they mean. They go to school, they learn a couple things, and they just start using it because it sounds nice. It has a ring to it, right? And it makes you sound like you're head and shoulders above your competition, whether it be in your friend circle, whether it be in your work circle, right? You might get a good job relatively and, getting paid 60, 70K, doing all right. You got your own apartment, all that stuff, looking good, get your hair and nails done. You can do all of that, right? And she'll take that kind of attitude and she'll try to bring that attitude into the dating landscape, which is what she's done now. And that's where it doesn't work anymore. Because once again, like I said, in previous commentary, I can't remember which video, men will kick back on that. They'll push back on that. And they'll say, hey, I'm not tolerating that. Whereas your boss, who sees you maybe 8 hours out of the day, 10 hours, depending on how many times you work or how much you work, they're not going to be at home with you when you really, let your hair down, get into your comfy clothes, just talk crazy, be on the phone working late at night. Oh, I got to get this project done for tomorrow. You're still working, but you're in a totally different mindset. Does that make sense? You're still getting the project done, but the words that you use is different. You might be on the phone with somebody else. Yeah, girl, I told him this, this and that. You would never say that at work, right? So a different person comes out when you're at home, and men say, listen, you can get away with that using these types of words and whatever you learn in therapy, but you won't get away with it here in this house. You might do that at work. You might do that at church. You might do that at the grocery store or amongst your friends. But I actually know the real you, and you not like that. This is what he's explaining right here. And modern women get upset about that. That's why she actually backed down. And she said, well, I said I'm the biggest dummy. She actually backed off. But most modern women will keep it going, even though they don't have a clue what they're talking about.
The male loneliness epidemic is all your fault. We try our best to talk to you guys and be encouraged when you guys are at it, and you don't try. There's zero effort given from the male side.
We'll never stop making this video. There is no such thing as the male loneliness epidemic. The term for the male loneliness epidemic has strung out because of the fact that men are single at a higher rate. So in my personal opinion, when I see videos like this girl who's going on a rant talking about how men are so lonely but they don't want to approach you, is the same analogy as saying somebody's starving but they're in a grocery store but they're not picking up any food. Every single time you see somebody talking about the male loneliness epidemic, guess what gender is talking about it? It's not men. It's not men. These are just some videos I'm about to play that I've seen in the last 5 days. Here's one of a girl that wouldn't even get accepted by a matchmaker because she was so picky.
By a matchmaker this week. A man approached me at the bar and I was like, that was so funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, why don't more men do this? Because they're not doing it anymore. I think these men don't approach us because, there's nothing for them to, approach us on.
Whatever you're going to say, it is incorrect. The reason why men aren't approaching is genuinely so simple. I really don't understand why every single time I see a video about it, it's like somebody trying to explain why water is wet. There is just not that big of an incentive for a man to go after a woman unless he's just genuinely that lonely. Overall, it is financially going to probably cost you a good amount of money. Most of the time in relationships, women are going to save money and men are going to spend a lot of money. The men who are overall emotionally intelligent and have been listening to you, we've heard about your safety concerns and we don't want to scare you. So we would assume it's in your best interest that if you honestly wanted us to talk to you, you would make it a little bit more obvious than like being in the same place as me. Since a lot of women have a plethora of options, a lot of them are not that nice to men who are hitting on them, even in a respectful way. And it only takes one girl doing that to a man for him to never want to do it again. I made a video literally less than a week ago where I agreed with a girl where she said, the reason I could demand the things that I want to demand is because I can reciprocate everything that I ask for. And that is what I agree with. A lot of you girls think that like following a guy on Instagram counts as you shooting your shot, and you're going to sit there and shame a guy for not wanting to approach a girl who's made it pretty loud and clear that the majority of you don't even want to be approached. And then if they did get in a relationship with you, you'd never do anything to actually show that you care about him because that's a man's job. Why on earth would a guy want to be in a relationship besides chronic loneliness? Moral of the story here is the only one that ever talks about the male loneliness epidemic is women. Are there lonely men? For sure. But I don't think it's an epidemic. It's just people that have found out that they are not going to be useful in society. It is because a lot of men have come to the conclusion that they have to give a lot to get pretty much nothing in return, because there would make no sense if this was a male loneliness epidemic, that why would a bunch of men be in the vicinity of women who would cure this loneliness and choose not to hit on them? Think about that. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Go and pop somebody's balloon, man.
So I only popped the balloon because the outfit, and I don't like guys that wear gold.
She ain't pop because she didn't get picked. I see 2 in line, that's 5.
Cause I ain't get picked. Who? Cause every in here picked me, so I'm confused. Like, the f is he talking about?
Crazy.
Not crazy, cause you just was on my over there though. So you wasn't.
I ain't never
and I was recording my video. And I was recording my video, so you was definitely on my. So stop it.
Do that.
These niggas don't really want it, cause for real, like y'all, you would.
Thank you, yeah.
You're. I would get you snapped.
Get on.
Yo.
I'm sorry. This.
Yo, come on.
And I don't even think bro was serious. I think he was just trolling her. And this is the way that she acts. She already has it in her. Avoid this one.
One thing that stresses me out and irks me to my core is when you have started new relations with a new man, and as you're hanging out with said new man, an old relation that you're on good terms with decides to call you. And now it's just awkward. Now I'm looking at my phone, new relation is looking at my phone, and I'm like, I'm not answering. Why are you calling me now? Of all the times you could have called me right now, you don't talk to me. You don't text me. You don't FaceTime me. You don't call me. I might get an Instagram interaction here and there because, like I said, we're on good terms. We're cool. You call me right now when my new guy is sitting next to me? That's crazy. That is so crazy. And it's just like, I don't know what to do. Now I have to explain to the new guy who you are and what you mean to me and why you're calling me. I hate that. I really do.
I guess we need to start defining what we mean by on good terms. A lot of modern women are on good terms with many people. Could be high school friends. Could be people that they don't even know. Could be one night stands. You have to clarify.
Stop talking to my friend's girl. She has a boyfriend and a kid. She has a boyfriend and a kid.
Jamal! No, you're one. Stop talking to me. I got a boyfriend and a kid.
No, but he's like my brother, so it doesn't matter.
Stop talking to me.
Alright, this is gonna piss some of you off, but maybe y'all need to be a little bit angrier actually. I need you to stop seeing men as these good, misunderstood, naive, constantly trying creatures. I hear so many women talk about like, if only he just understood. He just doesn't get it, but if I can get him to get it, then everything will be better. But let me ask you this. Is a man who can't learn actually trying? Has he been fired from jobs before for being unable to meet the demands of the job? Because if he actually cannot understand, what he's done wrong or how he hurts other people or his impact on other human beings, that would make him incredibly dumb. And if he really is that good and kind-hearted and willing to learn, but somehow completely unable to do so after you've sat him down for long conversation after long conversation after long conversation, my question to you becomes, why do you want to be with a man like that? Because being with a partner like that would be a handicap for your entire life. Because if we can all be honest to ourselves, that's actually all just complete bullshit. And the reason I talk about radical responsibility so often is that men know this. They're perfectly aware. Every moment in your life is a choice. At every moment, you are presented with a choice. Do I stay in bed? Do I get out of bed? Do I snap at this person who just said hi to me, or do I say hi back? Do I punch the person in the face who just gave me the coffee, or do I give him money? We go through life thinking that these things are not choices, but they are absolutely choices. And the thing about that is that means that every time you explain something to him and he goes, oh yeah, that does make sense, it's just difficult for me, he's making a choice to do whatever he can to continue treating you that way, instead of improving himself in any way to be a better partner for you. It's so important to understand that men can and should be held accountable for their actions, because once you understand that, you can see his actions clearly and make your decisions based off of that. But as long as you keep seeing him as some like misunderstood good guy who just keeps trying so hard and can't get it right, you're gonna remain stuck.
Well, I think what y'all mean by if only he understood is if only he would see my way of doing things. If only he would come around to how I want it done. If only he would listen to a T to how I like it. Then, we can move forward. But you guys continue to be selfish. You guys continue to want everything your way exactly how you want it. A man doesn't have any leeway to be who he is. And a lot of y'all are trying to make a man, y'all want to train a man to be what you want him to be. And you're a terrible person inside. So you don't even have a North Star. You have no business trying to train anybody. To be honest.
I personally don't think that this podcast and panel is going to fix shit for society, but hey, to each their own.
They already know what you're going to do. They know that even if you are only making $200 a month on OnlyFans, that you're going to go back so that you can have your illustrious career in lingerie sales on OnlyFans.
I will.
It's not for you. It's for the hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people who watch this. It's not for you. We know what you're going to do. You're going to be a 304 for the rest of your life, but it's not. We're talking about all the people who see it.
No, I'm done. You're rage quitting? Yeah, I am actually. Wait, you're rage quitting because...
I'll come back, have an adult conversation, talk some shit back.
Do you want to come back?
You on a screen to go ahead and go and call me a 304 on a live? That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, but is it true?
No!
I can get your number by any chance.
No, I'm good.
No? What about you?
You want my number?
Yeah.
On the second option?
One of Adrian's deal breakers is someone who doesn't have a job.
Yeah, someone who doesn't have a job.
I don't have a job.
You don't have a job?
Are you a teenager?
No! I'm 24.
Too old. Expired.
I ain't even gonna lie. You look like you can pick me up. I've been staring at you. You look real strong. I ain't that strong.
You, take off the hat. Let me see your hair.
See my hair? What's up?
Alright.
Take off your wig. Let me see yours.
Boy, you already know what's back here. Stop playing.
I'm gonna say no.
You gonna say yes?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You're not gonna tell me no.
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 So there's this guy, he's standing over there. He has like long hair, like red beard. He's a little short, but he's really sexy at the same time. I'm gonna go see if he is interested. You look good. What you working on?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
It's like I'm in the gym working out. Hey fam, I'm over here with my wife. Don't bother me, please?
I'm sorry.
Marriage is crazy when you are married to the right person, because what do you mean my darling angel baby king of a husband works his ass off every single day, and he says to me, what are you going to do today, baby? And I said, I'm going to get a facial. And he smiles and he says, as you should. You deserve it. What? And no, I'm not going to shut up about it, because there was a time in my life where I desperately needed to know that this type of love existed. And if this is something that upsets you, then baby, we got to look within. We got to look within, okay? You're mad at your dad, not at me. I forgive you.
And what I'm reading here in the comments is men not being stingy as modern women say that they are. Right? So you have one woman that says, I told my husband I needed to cut back on spending money on facials and nails. And he immediately, now let's read that again. I told my husband I needed to cut back on spending money on facials and nails, and he immediately said, no, It's important to you, and you're not sacrificing that. He knows that you're not trying to spend all his money. Let's go to the next one, okay? My husband hired someone to help me keep the house tidy. I'm a stay-at-home mom. It's legit supposed to be my job. And he said the kids are messy. Now, here's you. If you don't really listen, you missed that. It's legit supposed to be my job. She's taking ownership. She's taking accountability. But he sees, oh, she's having a little bit of trouble. Let me see if I can provide her some help, right? So y'all acting like men don't take care of y'all. Modern women are, and here they are, right? And so he says, the kids are messy. It stresses you out, and I can't stand it. I can promise you, it does not bother him. The man lived like a caveman when he met me. Yeah. Men, they're not going to be, not a lot of them, right? They're not going to be living extravagant. It's going to be really, honestly and truly what they need. But, when that's why most guys don't have a house. Oh, we're surpassing guys, more single women are buying houses. That's because guys don't tend to buy things that they don't need, right? They tend to kind of keep the basics, maybe it's too basic sometimes, but that's how they live their lives until it's a necessity. That's the bigger picture that a lot of men see.
Mom. How do you like my Halloween costume?
First of all, what? No. This is a joke. Is this a
Not
joke?
a joke.
It's a joke.
I got this.
No. No, your ass hangs out.
No, it's not. Look.
Yes, it is. Look. What is wrong with you? And your nipples are out. Ew. Stop it.
Ew.
This is a joke.
No, it's not. I bought this.
It's a joke.
This is all I
You're not wearing that in front of my friends. You're going to that party? No.
I'm not going there. I'm going to New York.
Ugh. Ugh.
You don't like it?
No.
Why?
Because. Why do you have to look like that?
Look like what? It's Halloween.
Like a hoe. You look like a hoe.
That's what Halloween's for.
No, it's not.
Making hoes
You
great
know.
again.
You guys, I think I have the perfect solution to the who gon' be the boys epidemic, right? The one where the men want the princess treatment. You need to give them what they want. You need to give them what they're asking for, because the truth of the matter is that they don't know what they're asking for. Let me give you guys a little bit of a story time. So I dated a guy, my ex, who went down the whole red pill pipeline and became the, oh, I need princess treatment, 50-50, all that nonsense, right? Cool, heard you. I told this man I'm going to take him on a date. You know what I did? I picked peak hours, right? His complex, where I knew people were going to be outside with their eyes wide open. The guys were going to be outside playing football. They were going to play soccer. They were doing their thing, the men, right? Okay. I pull up with the car. I get out. I go to the passenger seat. I open the passenger seat for him. I usher him in with my arms just like that. And then as he's sitting in, I tuck his legs in to make sure, are you comfortable? You good? I did all of this in front of all these different men. Girls, when I tell you that man was so embarrassed for his life, he never again asked for that kind of nonsense. Matter of fact, the relationship ended, but he never tried it again. I think we need to start giving them what they're actually asking for, because they don't know how absolutely embarrassing it looks like.
Exactly. You said it right. It ended because you were playing games. That's exactly why. You acted stupid, and this is what you got for it. Modern women, instead of just doing something nice for you, man, you always have to play games doing it. Now, when you ask a man, say, for instance, oh, babe, my shoulder hurts, can you give me a massage? You expect that man to be a world-class massage therapist. Oh, yeah, really get in there, get in the shoulder. No, not that part, this part right here. You expect that man to go out and take classes on how to massage your shoulder. When that man says, oh, man, my neck is really tight. I really need. Can you just massage it? Come on, man. Like, be serious about this stuff. Come on now. I mean, the man didn't even ask for anything. He just asked to be treated the way he treats you. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'd like to, take me out to a ball game. You know what I mean? That'd be great. Take me out. Well, when we go out, you say, no, I got it this time, right? That should be easy. That like what y'all are complaining about and so proud about is easy work. And you guys really don't understand, it seems like, how ignorant you sound when you say stuff like this.
This guy I've been dating told me he wanted to test the waters before he got in a serious relationship with me. So I bought a ton of water, Evian, Fiji, Core, like every single one. And he said me doing that made him definitely not want to be in a relationship with me. And I'm just like, was I rushing him? What did I do wrong? Like, dating is so hard.
I just saw this video where this woman talks about how her neglecting to take her meds led to a 4-month-long manic episode, which resulted in her husband wanting a divorce. And this isn't like a unique experience. This isn't like the first time I've seen a post about how somebody is taking accountability for the fact that them neglecting their mental health does have an impact, a negative impact on the people around them and on their relationships. And in the caption, she was like, I'm so sorry, I should have never stopped taking my meds. I understand that this is just a result of me not, taking care of myself. And her husband wanting a divorce is just kind of the result of this. We live and we learn and we all make mistakes. So she's taking accountability. I've seen a couple other posts of people being like, I've neglected my mental health. It turned out badly for my partner and they didn't want to be in a relationship with me anymore because it was negatively affecting their mental health. Even though it's like a sad experience, common experience, good to take accountability for it. But tell me why I got in the comments and people were like, I don't even know how to explain it. People were saying that her husband wasn't fulfilling their vows and that he should have stayed with her through sickness and through health. And if he was really her person, like nothing in the world would make him leave her. Just because you are mentally ill and the negative impact that you may have on somebody or your own relationships come from the fact that you are mentally ill does not mean anything when your mental illness starts to negatively impact the people around you. I can only imagine that the 4-month-long manic episode was so bad and something terrible had happened to the point where her husband wanted to divorce her. And I don't think that meant that he never loved her. I think that meant that the situation he was in wasn't right for him anymore. And he has every right in the world to leave. Your mental health is nobody else's problem but yours. It may not be your fault, but it is your problem and you need to deal with it. You either learn how to manage yourself and your symptoms, or you let it destroy everything around you and everything that you care about, just because you don't want to manage yourself. I don't know how we're in the big 25 and people still don't understand that mental illness may be an explanation, but it's not an excuse to treat anybody any type of way and expect them to just forgive and forget.
I'm giving my boyfriend a 2-week window of time to propose to me. I am a 2026 bride without a ring. I'm gonna get a ring, don't worry. I haven't actually been proposed to yet, but that's also coming at some point soon. This is a big life update. A lot has happened in the past few weeks. Number one, I'm getting married. You don't see a ring yet, but I'm getting married. Why? How do I know that? We went ring shopping. I am a 2026 bride without a ring. My name is Carlita, and I'm bringing you on a journey to get married in 2026. Y'all, I have some bad news. Unfortunately, I am no longer getting married in 2026. I think I'm getting engaged tonight. He's in the other room, so I can't be very loud, but I think that tonight is the night. Okay, these are the reasons why I think we're getting engaged tonight, and y'all tell me if I am being delulu. Ouch, I stabbed the thing in my eye. I regret to inform you, there's no ring on this finger. I did not get engaged. But that is okay, because we had a great time. And that's what matters. Y'all are about to be so mad at me. Y'all, I think he's going to propose. And what better way than to do it at the Darkness Rising block party when there's going to be a beautiful stage, amazing singers, an incredible concert.
I'm honestly having a hard time figuring out if this is satire or if this is real. Congratulations, I think. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Sections are for men, and the popularity of section culture has ruined the club for women. Allow me to explain. First things first, 80% of section purchases worldwide are made by men. Okay? Any club you go to that has a bunch of sections everywhere, which is almost every club in Houston, that 80% of people that own those sections or hold those sections for the night are men who bring their friends who are also men. So that's why the ratio is so off these days. I hate a bad ratio. I feel like it's only a good night if you have 70% women, 30% men. Because the thing is, most women don't want to go to an event that has a bunch of men or is overwhelmed by men because it doesn't feel safe or they can't get comfortable. You don't want to feel like someone's grabbing on you, pulling on you, touching on you, things like that. But men don't even want to be at an event that's too many men. I said, if it's not 70-30, you gotta keep it. And these days, you'll go to a club and you see a bunch of men standing on couches, standing on sections, and you're like, wait, I thought the sections were for the women. No. Men are doing bottle wars. That's how they flex and get their ego pumped up. And some men only have motion in the club. So that's the only opportunity they have to really feel like they're somebody and they got something going on, because other than that, women don't give them the time of day. But when they have the opportunity to give you a seat and a little bit of something to drink, now they're big man on campus. Okay? So since sections are literally, they dominate most clubs' atmosphere and the environment now, most sections have a bunch of men. And if you just start looking at videos from people that go to the club these days, just look at the ratio. They'll have all these niggas up in there, and you're like, where are the ladies at? Then they're not dancing, because if there's more ladies, more women feel comfortable to dance and loosen up and everything like that. But if there's 40 men around you that are watching and waiting for somebody to dance and waiting for somebody to do something, you feel like you're under a microscope. It's not comfortable. It's odd. It's weird. And they be touching you. It's all this crazy stuff. So I hate sections, period. And they're super overpriced, and that's a whole nother thing. I have another story time coming for that. Don't even worry. It just ruined the club's energy. It's no fun, no good for me. To solve this problem, I'm hosting my first ever No Sections event in Houston, Texas this Saturday, bringing the ladies out. 70-30 is the only ratio that makes sense, point blank, period. If you're a lady that wants to come out with your friends, have fun, meet me, because you need to start saying no to sections in 2025. Bye.
Well, they kind of are big men on campus. If you take up real estate somewhere, then people at some point in time, prime real estate, by the way, people at some point in time are going to be like, I want to go see what that person's about. And that's how you get girls flocking to the section, because they want to see who that is. They want to see what that person can do for them. So when you come over to his section, he says, now, before you get in the section, what can you do for me? And he just whittles it down to the women who actually want to get crazy and wild that night. So yes, in a way, he is big man on campus.
The reason that women get ghosted by men more than women ghost men is because women are willing to make sacrifices. Women are willing to compromise. Women are willing to forego certain things because of the bigger picture. Men are not. Men are like, oh, I don't like this one thing. We're not meant to be. As a whole, we just put up with way more bullshit than they would ever. And that's just what it is. You can say whatever you want, but that's the truth. And it's enraging me as I sit here thinking about it. Because, they don't know how to cook. We'll teach them. They don't know how to clean. Oh, that's okay. I can do that. Them. Oh, she doesn't like sports. Please.
So I'm embarrassed and I'm a woman. So I was listening to this guy talk about it's going to be the first and last date with this woman. So he met this woman in public, y'all, not on an app. So that was refreshing to hear. So he said she had given him the ad about 3 or 4 times, basically signaling for him to come over and talk to her. So he did that. They exchanged numbers. He wound up taking her out 2 days later. So they went to what it sounds like 4 drinks, and it was like a speakeasy that was super relaxed but romantic. And he said that she came relaxed. So he was like, okay, cool. She a pretty relaxed girl. So this is going to be a good date. So they got drinks. They started talking and she went in for the kill. Okay. She was like, what do you do for a living? So he told her, he asked her what she did for a living. She told him. And then her next question was, how much do you make a year? So he said to himself, that was a first and actually very bold, but whatever. He answered the question. So they continue talking and all of that type of stuff. And he was like, well, how much does a man need to make to date you? And she said 300,000 to 400,000. Okay. So he was like, all right, well, why? Why does he need to make that much? And she was like, well, because of my lifestyle and, the guys that I've dated, they said that they made a certain amount, but they were really broke, blah, 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 blah. So that is interesting. So then he asked her how much she made a year. Oh my goodness. Why did she get offended and did not want to tell him, like danced around it and everything? So he was like, okay, the date ended super quick. And he was thinking to himself, we ain't ever going out. Like, I'm good. I'm straight on you because I know the tip that you're on. So then when they started to leave, she was like, I'm offended that you were asking me all of these personal questions. And he was like, wait a minute. So it's okay for you to ask me personal questions, but I can't ask you. Like, really? Like, ladies, we got to stop that. Like, literally, y'all are making this so blatantly transactional that it's ridiculous. And you cannot be offended about somebody asking you the same questions that you're asking them. So basically, you get a chance to be mysterious, but a man has to lay it all out on the line for you. No. Any man that makes that type of money has to be in the C-suite. And trust and believe, you will not have 100% of his undivided attention, period, because he's responsible for staff. He has pressure. He has a board that he probably has to report to, and he's everywhere and anywhere because he's working 100% of the time. And if you want a man that makes that type of money, you have to be ready for that type of lifestyle. And typically, women are not. They are going to start complaining that they are not getting enough time with them. They are not getting the things that they want. And then guess what's going to happen? They are going to cheat on that said man that they wanted. Like, are you serious? Like, oh my goodness. I was completely embarrassed and uncomfortable listening to the story that he was telling. And if I'm like, if that's one woman that has done this on a date, there are several women that has done that. And that is completely sad. And now I understand why these men are getting passports like crazy and calling themselves passport bros, because they should.
So the major argument that I see with incels or men that can't get women is that women only want the top 20% of men, or they only want men over 6 feet. Let's just throw this out there that a lot of you men would not date women if they were ugly, if they were overweight. When I've seen beautiful women with horrendous looking men. So you cannot tell me. I have gone on dates with men of all different shapes, all different sizes, all different heights, all different races. And guess what? The guys I went on second dates with were the men that treated me well, regardless of that. The men that didn't get second dates were the assholes, were the men that treated me badly. And those are the same men that will run around and say, women only want the top 20% of men, when it's their actions that are making them single.
I mean, at some point in time, y'all have to start taking accountability for y'all's part in this. Y'all want to heap all of this on men. Well, it's just your attitude. It's the attitude of a man that walked up and said hello, and the woman was disrespectful to him. That's his fault. That's his problem. It's the woman saying, I only date men that are, I'm really looking for a man that's around 6 feet. You know, I'll accept 5'11", but 6 feet is, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's the man's fault. Oh, well, I don't want to really date no brokies. Well, what do you consider broke? Below 100,000. And really, for me, honestly and truly, he needs to be making $150,000 because he has to support my lifestyle. So, you know, basically, 6-figure man is what you're telling me. How is that the man's fault? You guys continue to say that it's the man's fault, and y'all take no accountability for y'all's portion in this.
Why is it when you get into an argument with a guy, they talking about let's meet in person? Like, no, sir, you're trying to fuck me. What time should I come over?
It also could be that you said something so stupid that he's got to see the look on your face. Like, Are you dead serious?
I have a question for the boys. Is there a male equivalent to getting flowers? Something that would make you happy to get at any occasion that's really simple? Maybe something that doesn't necessarily do much for you, but it just makes you happy? Or do you like to get flowers? Or is there just nothing like that? Let me know. And if you're a girl, send this to your guy friends and ask them.
This dude made a really good point. He said that he never feels bad when he gives a girl he likes some money. So that's why I always say I'm going to ask a man for some money. Because the minute he get an attitude with me about it, or he act like it's just a big deal, or I asked him an hour ago to send the funds and he is taking way too long to send, he don't like me for real. He don't like me for real. He probably over there aggravated, like, why this ugly ass bitch over here asking me for some goddamn money? I don't want to get this bitch no money. She better give me some puss. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's automatically thinking that because he don't like my ass. Because every man that I've asked for some money is going to give it to me because they like me, okay? Because if you don't like me, you can get the fuck out. When they really like you, they're going to try to make sure that you got the life that you deserve. Like, they're going to be like, she's so beautiful. She's so cool. I love her personality. She's so smart. She's doing her thing. She's working hard, man. I'm finna work hard. I'm finna try to give her the life. Like, I want her to relax. I want her to be able to enjoy life and experience me. You know what I'm saying? I want her to, you know, be a queen. Like, I'm going to treat her like the queen she is. That's when he like you. That's why he ain't going to have no attitude about giving you nothing. Because he think you deserve everything. But if he don't want to give you no money, he don't think you deserve that shit, you need to run. I know I will. The fuck?
Well, I think you have to understand he's not your dad. So you acting like this is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, if a man... You have to understand, essentially what you're doing is the same thing as a man said, so when are you going to give me some? And y'all so lustful. Y'all so freaked out. This is the equivalent of that. Oh, well, you can always get money. You can always do this. Y'all never want to take accountability for the weird questions y'all be asking out here.
The only people in trad relationships who are genuinely living soft lives are the men who are married to the women, because all they have to do is work and then they can come home, fridge is fully stocked, dinner's cooked, kids are taken care of, all they have to do is conceive them. Like, they just don't have to do anything. How incredible it would be to be a man married to a trad woman so that you can live that soft life, but you're not a man. So if you want to live that soft life, I suggest that you find a source of income where you, yes, work, and then you provide that life for yourself. Because honestly, if you live in that trad lifestyle, it's just going to cause you stress. Anytime I see a trad wife on this app, their life looks anything but soft, and then people turn around and they're like, oh my gosh, trad wives are living that soft feminine life where they turn their brains off and they'll let their man do everything for them. Yeah, their lives look anything but soft. They're taking care of the kids full on, they're cooking all of the meals, they're doing all of the household labor, they're doing all of the chores. Does that look soft to you? I genuinely feel like the softest way to live your life would just be to live your life singly, and then also prioritize your friendships and prioritize your career and stuff like that, so that you can provide for yourself and buy everything that you want. That would be the soft life that you guys are dreaming about.
So I don't think you guys truly understand that this is not the man's doing. Y'all want to blame a man for everything that you guys are doing. Like, if there's, well, it needs to be done. It doesn't. It doesn't. Some of the things that you're saying, I want to get this done, I want to do yada yada. I get it. You know, you're kind of enhancing the experience or the life of a person, but some of the stuff that y'all be talking about, it's really not that necessary. There was somebody in the comments that said, I saw multiple women claim to be a stay-at-home mom, but then they will say, come spend the day with me as a full-time mom, content creator, homeschool teacher, and small business owner, while all their husband does is work their 9 to 5 and come home. LOL. I'm like, sis, you are working harder than a 9 to 5. You aren't a stay-at-home mom. You're literally a girl boss. That's the stuff that she decided to do. And you know why she can do that? Because a man all he's doing is working his 9 to 5 has given her stability. This is why men are kind of staying away from marriage, right? And y'all keep on talking about the loneliness epidemic. This is why men are not approaching, because some of these ladies have bird brains. And I'm sorry to say it like that. You have a bird-brained way of thinking. Your logic is shot. One of y'all needs to be stable. That's usually how a relationship works. One person is out there just stable. Now, I'm not saying it can't work with two go-getters, but one person is usually the stable one. The one that's kind of, well, I work this job, and the other person is out there taking risks. Now, you can be by yourself taking risk, but you might be back at your parents' house because the risk failed. Now, when you're married to a person that's not as much of a risk taker as you, then you can kind of be free. Well, you can want to be careful with that because you can cause problems in your relationship, but you can now be free to take a little bit more risk, right? Well, I know my husband's got $2,000 in the bank. I'm going to take $500, gamble with it a little bit, and see if we can get a business started. See if I could turn this $500 into $2,000, and then that $2,000 into $4,000. We'll take a little vacation, take out $1,000, and then come back to work and see if we can flip that money. But it's because a person in your life, your spouse, your husband, has been stable. The reason she's able to go out and do the full-time mom content creator, that is what she does. She's a content. That's her content. She's probably doing that for her kids. That's probably a decision that they made, right? So we want to homeschool our kids. That's what she's talking about right here. Okay. Well, I'm a full-time mom. Homeschooling your kids it falls a little bit under that umbrella. So it's not necessarily different. You know what I mean? And she says also a small business owner. The business might be selling wreaths at Christmas. So it's a seasonal thing. You're not doing it all the time, right? And then it's also a hobby. This is why, and really honestly and truly, you thought it was, oh, she's a girl boss, but she's actually showing out on you guys. Oh, well, I need a man to do this for me. I need to be a passenger princess. Oh, well, I gave birth, so I shouldn't have to do anything else. She's actually telling you, no, I've given birth. I've done that already. I've given birth. I'm doing content. She's using her mind and she's creating this is what a woman is supposed to be. Y'all think this is a flex to say that. That's what a wife is supposed to be. She's operating fully in her gift and her talent. The man is out here protecting, providing. So I know the bills are paid. So now that the bills are paid, I'm going to go out there. Now that I put my kids on a schedule so I know what they're doing. I'm homeschooling so I know what they're learning. And even some of these field trips to the store or whatever and whatnot, that's a part of the learning experience. So I'm learning how to mix and match and create experiences for my children, integrate that with my content creation and my small business. Okay, so for arts and crafts today, we're going to make a wreath. So my kids are helping me with my business. It all goes together. She's a smart woman. But because y'all have small minds, then y'all think that women in this dynamic are suffering. Y'all think that the woman's doing more than the man. She's actually not. Y'all think that the man is less than when the man actually provided her a way to be doing what she's doing. If she didn't have that man, she would be sitting at work at that 9 to 5. Working for that man, come home, tired, eat a girl dinner and go to sleep and do the same thing over and over again. But because she's got that man backing her 100% fully guaranteed, she knows she can go after it. Y'all got to stop.